Hello. This is a short introduction that I'm just going to use as a way to introduce some of the videos I've posted from an actual story time that I did, hoping to create some examples for you as you are developing your story hours to perform later on in the semester. I've put up 4 new story hours, just either song or a story that's been read by singing and reading. And part of the reason why I'm putting them up kind of raw and not spending a lot of time editing them is because I want you to see what it's like when you do a live performance. As much as you can practice and as much as you can prepare, there's always going to be the fact that children are moving around the room, that moms are getting up and, crossing, your field of vision. You've got kids that have long attention spans, kids that have short attention spans. Some of the things that you plan to do may work out really, really well. And then others where you'll say, well, like I did when you look at the Sick Day for Amos McGee. Looking back on how I had planned that story hour, I would have put that story much further up in the program when the kids' attention span was a lot fresher. As it was, I put it in towards the end, and I had half the audience. The older toddlers were still with me on that story, but I had lost the younger ones, and they were very, very restless. And once I'm into the story, I have a couple of options. I can either choose to, cut pages out. In this case, 3 of the kids I knew very well, and I knew they'd know if I shortened the story because they know the story. So I didn't do that. I forged ahead and I read the whole thing. On Ain't Gonna Paint No More, I have done that by reading it straight. I've done it simply as a song. I've done it as a dialogic reading with the kids basically asking me questions, and I'm asking them questions, and you're using those wonderful, wonderful illustrations to just spark imagination. But I chose in this particular version to treat the book like a regular story hour book, but to mostly do a sing-song version of it. And the kids loved it in this particular story hour, so it worked out well. The Scary Monster I've done straight, like absolute followed, the directions. I've done it in book format. I've done it in book format and puppet format. But this was basically a little person had said that they were afraid of monsters. And so I said, well, I've got a good hand puppet with me today. So Scary Monster got added, to the program mainly because, one, I was in my daughter's home again. These were all of her friends and their kids. So I felt that I could easily slip something new into the program. Had I been in a public library doing that with kids that I did not know, I would not have done that. I would not have substituted. I've cut things out of a program when I've seen me losing the audience, but I would not have probably, as it were, on the cuff, put that in. I'm Still Here in the Bathroom. I like to add poetry to story time whenever I can. That particular one is just it's got such great illustrations to it, and it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which I can actually still sing. And I don't mind jumping in and singing, even if my voice isn't terrific, because it really is true that kids, especially toddlers and, early walkers, they love you when you sing. They're not saying, oh, your voice is bad or you're flat or you're off key. They just love music and motion. And so that's always a big hit when I do the I'm Still Here in the Bathtub. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a realistic view of what happens when you go live. And it just shows you that when you go back and you start critiquing yourself, to be gentle about it and then look for things that you'll improve the next round. So I hope you enjoy Ain't Gonna Paint No More, Scary Monster, I'm Still Here in the Bathroom, and A Sick Day for Amos McGee. Thanks.